number one of Prague, it's the King's Bridge. It connects the two parts of Prague, of the city, and it's really cool because you get to see both parts of the city from the center. It's also packed with tourists, of course, like everything everywhere. You get to see lots of people wandering around the bridge. There's street musicians playing instruments and lots of people selling things. And then when you approach the old part, the huge and impressive castle, you get to see the whole of that part of town, and it looks like you're going to enter a medieval city, and it's so cool. Then Prague has also a pretty beautiful plaza, I guess you say it, and an amazing view of several castles, well, not castles, but residences of the monarchy, you know, back then. And in that same plaza, it's the highlight number 3, which is the clock. They have an amazing clock in the square, and the most cool thing about it is that when it hits, I think it's every hour, you get to see all the show that the figures that it has makes. You can see it because apparently I don't know how to describe it. You see that there's music and all those dolls and puppets go moving around, but the coolest thing is that you have 4 figures, and one of them, well, they're apparent in principle you have 4. 3 of them are sings and they all say no with their heads, except for the 4th one, which is the death. You can see it like a skeleton in there, and it has a bell, and when the clock sounds you get to see how the death is ringing the bell, like saying it's your time, and while the others say no with their heads because they're things that you are not supposed to make them, the 4th one, which is the death, it's saying yes, like it is your time. Eventually you will come with me. And it's at the same time creepy and awesome. And at last, but not least, it's the Jews cemetery. Again, they show you how the Jews were treated during the war, and you get to see some paintings of Jewish boys who were in concentration fields. And it's really, I mean, when I got out of there, you can see that, well, you can see that before the cemetery, and then you get to see the cemetery, and by that time it all gets a bit gloomy because it's really strong and it's not nice. But then you get to see that cool cemetery with all the tombstones engraved, and they had to build, you know, they had to kept building one above of the other because there was no space for them, and all the tombstones are like piled up, but in a, you know, in a general view it is a pretty amazing view. And there's also a lot of people who put their wishes and their promises in some of the tombstones, and it's very solemn, everything, and actually really quick because they don't let you just go on your own and see them all. You have to follow a line, but it's an impressive thing to see.
Tengo vértigo.
Hostia, esto muestrachito.